Hello again to all my friends out there. I did not plan on doing another video this quick. I did one a couple of days ago on the insurance train wreck. I'm starting to get rained on out here. Fortunately, I'm under some kind of cover, but let's try to get through this. All right, quick and to the point. I've got 7 things and a few other little bullet points I'm going to go over with you where you can learn from my mistakes on the homeowners insurance fiasco. And folks, I did not realize it was this many people. Read the comments on that last video. Folks, we're in trouble. I'm in trouble, you're in trouble. And on top of that, the inflation out there is not helping this. And we're going to talk about today pretty much mostly homeowners insurance, if not all of it. There's not enough time to talk about that and auto insurance. It would get too lengthy and bore you. So let's get right to where we need to be with this. All right, since this June, it was just 2-3 days ago, I've heard from a whole bunch of you. Folks, I thought I had it tough going from $1,500 a year to $1,800 a year to $3,600 a year on a brick home, and I want to clarify this. This is a brick home in Texas that I co-own with someone, okay? And I got some pretty nasty comments. They said, well, you shouldn't have a manufactured home. This is a manufactured home behind me here. It's not a clear shot. As I explained, it's a 3-bedroom brick house, but some people do not. They only pick out certain things. So we're going to be in reference to 3-bedroom brick house, Jasper, Texas, okay? I feel your pain. Some of you guys are paying thousands more than what you did a year or two ago, okay? This insurance train wreck is calling for change from people like you and me. I'm just the average Joe. I'm not important. I'm not rich. This inflation and these insurance rates are hitting our elderly really, I mean, like a double whammy. The middle class is getting hammered pretty hard, but the lower income earners, this is probably the worst time at my age of 60 years old. Things are very difficult on the lower income earner, okay? Anyway, getting off of that, if you need to switch your homeowner's insurance, my advice to you, and I got a ton of notes here, I'm gonna probably end up just not even using most of it, go to your local independent agent. I don't mean go online, because a gnat went up my nose. All right, anyway, it's South Georgia. Go to your local independent agent. If you go online and want to get insurance quotes, do not go out there and fill out all your information. Number one, I don't trust these websites. I started one other day and it ended up not being a legit website. I didn't submit everything. They wanted my phone number, address, and stuff, and I got a funny feeling about it. Said, no, we're not going to go down that route. So be careful with personal information going on the internet when you're shopping for insurance. Again, go local if you can. Do not go to these companies like State Farm, who is called, for example, like their name is on the side of a stadium. You're going to pay an extra 10 or 12% in premiums just to pay for their stupid advertising, which nobody even really cares about. All right. And what's odd about that is these guys advertise in areas that they don't even want to take homeowners insurance anymore. Go figure that one. Okay. I think it's kind of like showing off a little bit, maybe like, hey, look at me. I'm not going to take you. All right. When you go to your local independent agent, not an agent that represents just one company, but multiple companies, carry your old policy in there, please. That way you can do an apples to apples comparison. And I'm going to skip over a lot of this because it's too much. Again, schedule your appointment. When you sit down with that person, you get a feel for their personal character. Do they really care about you? Are they really shopping? Are they really looking at your situation? Everybody's different. If you get a bad feeling, don't go with them. If they give you a good quote, now here's something we're going to be leading up to. If they give you a quote to save you a few $100 a year, a couple of $1,000s a year, be very careful, all right? Know what you're comparing to. Are you getting an adequate amount of coverage? Let's see. Yeah, evaluate their knowledge. If you ask them questions and they use like words like I think so and probably, or stumble or pause, they don't know. They don't know the answer. It's time to just get your folder, say thank you, I'll get back with you. All right, If you decide to switch insurance companies, especially on homeowners, I'm going to give you the first part of this here now, and then I'm going to fast forward on some big pointers that will save you some money. At the end, I'm going to tell you the train wreck that I got myself into, and you can learn from my mistake and save yourself a bunch of money. All right. If you decide to switch, there will be a structural and a roof inspection. All right. Let's just say, Mr. Smith, you're going to go with ABC Company. All right. You're going to go with them. You feel good about your agent. You've done your homework on YouTube. You've checked with the Better Business Bureau on the character of this company. Are they paying their claims like they should? And I think most of them probably have a few negative marks against them, if not a whole bunch of them. You go with them. Keep in mind, they will send an inspector out there. The number one thing they're going to look at is going to be the roof. If your shingle roof is more than 8 years old, you're getting kind of iffy. It better be in dang good shape. Number two, clutter around your house. They don't like that. Number three, they don't like trampolines. They do not like swimming pools. Now that's in Texas. It may be different in some of your other states. Oh, and this is something I learned. You got low-lying limbs near your house. Before that inspection, have someone or you cut those limbs and clean it up, trim it up. You do not want any brush or foliage touching the structure of your house. I would say, and we all like to have our decorative bushes out here like you see kind of behind me. Don't let those limbs touch the house. That's marks against you, and all they got to do is say, oh, no. That little brush right over there, it's you got a limb touching your house. I just don't think we want to take you. Hey, it happened to me, all right? Let's go. All right. Oh, very important. If you do go and switch companies and you don't hear if they've taken you or not, you call your agent and check on the status of that inspection. We're going to get to that here in just a minute. And here again, that mistake was with Safeco that I made. And Safeco, you can kiss my, all right? Again, we mentioned trampolines and pools. They don't like those. If you have a shingle roof more than 8 years old, we covered that. If you have a metal roof, you may be in good shape. Those things are good for 30 years or better, all right? Insurance companies like metal roofs. They don't easily catch on fire. If it's a good metal, you're a little bit safer when it comes to hail damage. Again, insurance companies hate shingle roofs, all right? Now, this is number 6 here. I've given you, 1 through, looks like 7 here with a few bullet points. Before you sign that dotted line and give them your check, tell them you'll get back the next day. Check with your Better Business Bureau. Check on these people. I may have already said that. Yeah. Go to YouTube. Check out that company. If someone's had some bad situations with that company, it's going to be on YouTube. Trust me, YouTube can be your friend. All right. Now, this is a tough topic right here. A lot of people I got messages from on that last video. And many of them were telling me they're going to just completely drop their homeowners insurance. You know, I don't advise that. You've got to do what you've got to do in order to survive. Drastic situations take drastic measures. I mean, again, try not to do that unless you've got a backup plan, like a place to stay in case your house burns down or something. We're just now getting over a bad storm here where lightning was popping all around us here. One lightning strike can actually burn your house down, so keep that in mind. I'm not trying to scare you, but just think of what could happen. And I know that we've been instilled in fear of this thing called if. Well, you know, well, it's all a gamble. It's like going to the casino. If you're going to roll the dice, you might win, sometimes you might lose. When it comes to the insurance companies, you're probably going to lose because insurance companies do not lose money. They may tell you they do, but they don't, or most of them don't. And I mentioned the other day, it won't be long, they're going to be looking for a bailout, not because they need to, because they can. I guarantee it's coming. They can. Ask me how, I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, if you're going to drop your insurance, number 1, do you live in a hurricane-prone area, such as along the Gulf? You guys that live around, say, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, all the way down to Florida, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We do not need to elaborate on that. Do you live in an area up in, say, I don't know, the central part of the U.S. where tornadoes, of course it can happen anywhere, tornadic activity. Tornadoes will level your house in seconds. Keep that in mind. And there's a bunch of other factors. You weigh it out. Only you know. You go with your gut feeling again. If you don't, if you drop your homeowner's insurance, make sure you got a backup place to stay. I mean, maybe you've got a camp house somewhere that you wouldn't mind retiring in. It's a little bit smaller. You know what? By all means, hey, go with what your heart says. You make the decisions. Don't let anybody, coach you to making the wrong decision. Now, this is the last thing here, and this is one of the most important things I'm going to share with you today. All right, I didn't mean to get this lengthy, but here's what's happened. I'm going to keep this in just a little, I'm going to keep it as short as possible. All right, my insurance on a brick house in Jasper, Texas. I'm going to name names. I'm going to name the company. We went with Safeco because my insurance went from $1,500 a year. That was with Germania Insurance, which is a Texas-based company. It went to some crazy amount of money. We told them to kiss our ass, just ain't gonna do it. So we swapped over to Safeco, $1,800. Hey, a $300 a year increase, that was manageable. Well, guess what? This is what really pisses me off. They came out and did the roof inspection we talked about, or the structural inspection. They contacted the agent that says, hey, two things they need to do. They need to fix a few areas on the roof where some of the sandy grit has came off. That's all I had to do. And I needed to cut some shrubbery and some low-lying tree limbs. Had I done that, I would not be in the position I'm in now to where my insurance went up, what, three times the amount, or close, give or take. The agent failed to contact me. Her excuse was they didn't call me, I didn't get the email. Come to find out, got everything on it, just didn't do it. It was a piss poor, incompetent agent is all I can say, out of Jasper, Texas. Now, there's some very good agents in Jasper, Texas. Number one is First Insurance Services, Jasper, Texas. Man, I'm going to tell you something, they're on top of their game. We've ended up having to go another route now where the insurance is 3 times as much. Had they contacted me about just a few things that needed to be fixed, I would not be in this insurance nightmare train wreck. That's just a few things. I hope you learned something from me. Be very careful, ask questions. Now, if you've had 1 or 2 claims in the last 5 years, stay where you're at. Hey, last but not least, if you think you've got an insurance claim on your house, do not call down there or call that company's 800 number and say, I think I may have a leak. We had a bad rain or a bad storm last night. Can you send somebody else out? Or can you send somebody out? Do not do that. That's considered a claim. Even if they come out and say, no, nothing's wrong, that's considered an insurance payout. It's held against you for years. Be very careful when filing a claim. If you've got just some small damage under a couple $1,000, fix it yourself. Because once you file a claim, these guys hate your guts. They love taking the money in, but heaven forbid they got to pay a little bit out. This is Scott Duckworth. That's my word, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you again for subscribing. If you like it, subscribe or hit the like button. I've got a lot of more stuff coming, and you can work or walk with me as I navigate this insurance nightmare jungle. Hang tough, folks. I wish you the best.